I'm a race car. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm back at the fort because this is like the one place I can go. There's a situation. Whatever. Today, if you read the title, I'm sharing airplane stories. It's going to be a little bit long of a video, but, so yeah, if you want, you can stay tuned till the end. But I'm also, if there's any bloopers where like I'm filming and some random person walks up to me, then I will put them in the end. So, let's get on with the video. There we go. Okay, so story number 1. I'm going to do the United Airlines stories, and I'll slowly do different ones once I get done with United's. Totally haven't been practicing this in my bed when my parents told me to come out at 8. Okay, United Airlines story number 1. This was the flight. We were going on a flight to... We were leaving my hometown, Indianapolis. Ooh! And then we were going to Hawaii, or wee-wee. Hawaii? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Oh! But, so we had to take a flight to San Francisco, so we can get on a flight from San Francisco over to Hawaii. So I'm going to be talking about the San Francisco flight because there are stories for both of them. There's a story for the San Francisco and then the Hawaii. Starting with the San Francisco. So I remember because we fly so much, we know some tricks for airplanes. Make sure you read on these. Always bring candy for the cabin crew. If the flight attendants get candy, they give you better treatment. Expert witness. The thing is, though, I remember giving it to them, and they really liked it. They were like little eggs because it was right around, I think, Easter time. So what happened was on our way over, I had a good seat because I'm pretty sure I was on like an aisle seat. I would just sit in here, minded my own business, and then eventually I walked through the cabin to see my friend. Oh, not my friends, my family. I see my mom, and she's sitting next to this crazy lady. Pretty much everyone on that flight had a complaint, and let's just remember, this was only the 3 of us, me, my mom, and my brother. Because my dad was flying Delta, the better airline. Anyways, take that, United. But what happened was my mom, she sat next to a crazy lady, and the lady supposedly wanted to be friends with her at the start of the flight. After that, then my mom, she has a Kindle. This was back when Kindles were like brand new, and my mom pulled it out right after they took off. And she's like, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. That's bad. And my mom's like, no, it's not. I'm a pilot. I'm okay. But, yeah. So then the lady was like, ugh, we're not friends. And then eventually in the flight, the lady asked for like 5 vodkas. Because, that's great. And then, she drank them all. I think that's why. So, towards the end of the flight, my mom asked me to switch seats. But then she said, never mind. She just want me sitting next to those kind of people. She just wanted me to turn out like them. But too late, Mom. Anyways, back to this. What happened was, apparently, was when we were coming in for landing, we were going, Leow, and the lady goes, oh, isn't Chicago beautiful? Ooh. And my mom goes, this is not Chicago. Sad. Isn't Chicago beautiful? We're in San Francisco. Oh. So yeah, that's well, no, I need to tell more. So then my brother's complaint, I had no complaints really. I didn't really care. Eventually, the flight attendant let her move, but then she had to go back to her seat after talking to the flight attendants for the whole flight. So then what happened was my brother sat next to this grumpy old man, and on United, these armrests are like this thin. As thin as this branch, which is like this thin. They're very tiny, and there's barely enough room for one person. And there were 2 people, and let's just remember that my brother's arms are like 2 times the size of my arm. So, and I'm sure the older you get, the bigger they get. So then the other guys must have been about that size. So that's like taking up the whole thing, and there's no room. So apparently the guy was like yelling at my brother about the armrest, saying, hey, if you touch this armrest one more time, you're not gonna like the consequences. Because, you know, that's always great to have threats on an airplane. Expert witness. Anyways, let's move on to story number 2. Okay, time for story number 2. Now I moved up the tree because I felt like it would be better up here, because down there I was spinning around. I tried to find like an area to hold this because, you know, I feel like that's smarter. Let's just hold it. So what happened, this was going to Hawaii. Nothing really crazy happened, but this is when I was still getting used to the fact that airplanes have like, they're not the biggest thing in the world. They kind of are, but not the biggest, especially the smaller ones, which we were on. We were on a 320 or 73, I forget. And everyone knows that United puts like as many possible seats in the airplane as possible. That's why it's always squished and cramped in that airplane. And I remember being like squished up against the window, and this is like me. This tree's the side, this was me, because there was another person next to me. So what happened, I remember we turned, it's like if this is the runway, we were up here, and we turned, and we could see the water. And I remember looking down, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so cool. And it was like really pretty, but at the same time, I was just getting used to flying. And I'm like, oh my god, I do not want that, no, ew. This tree's about to fall over. Yep, this tree's about to fall over. I should probably get down. But why not? Stay up here, because I just don't want to like kill myself going down. Oops. Anyways, the thing is, oh my god, we're shaking again. I feel like I'm in an airplane with turbulence. Jeez. You guys didn't see this. I remember coming in for landing, and I remember seeing the water and going, whoa, we're really close to that water. And I did not want to like crash in the water. Something about me, I watch a lot of a show called Air Disasters. It's basically watching airplanes crash and learning why they crashed. And I think I was just starting to watch them, and there was an air disaster about a plane that crashed in the ocean, and then everyone drowned. That's not great. Obviously, it wasn't the Scully. I'm shaking up here in this tree, and I'm not liking it. Obviously, it wasn't the Sully Sullenberger one, but oh my god. Anyways, I remember getting scared, so I was just sitting there, and I just remember that memory to my day, and I remember watching boats just go around. And then I remember getting there, and then people gave us like this cool like flower necklaces. A lei. Yeah, a lei. It was called a lei. Lei, that's the name. Lei. I should probably lay down on this tree. I don't love about the fall. About the fall? Alright, I'll see you guys for the next thing. Call me stupid, but I stayed in the tree. Anyways, I'm cold up here. But back to the story. This was one going from San Francisco. Now this was like 6 years after we went, well, not 6, but a good amount of years since we went to Hawaii, which I think it was like 4 or something. Oh my god, I have to get used to this. But I remember we were coming in, and I was just like I was almost asleep because it was a overnighter, so it was a red eye, because you're flying. So the name of those kind of flights, a red eye, because you don't get any sleep, so your eyes are like bloodshot. If this tree falls over, it's gonna be on the ground. I already know that. And then you're gonna hear me scream, hit the ground, and you're all gonna laugh at me. All of that. Anyways, the thing was, I was sitting next to this Chinese man, and I don't know if he lived here or not, but he had like this little cup, but it was like an actual package of food, but they were like bugs, and I think they were real. Look at this tree. Look at this. Yeah, there's like a crack there. Probably not great. But the thing was, I remember looking over and seeing him eat those, and I felt kind of sick because whenever I don't get a lot of sleep and I hear like a loud noise like an engine on an airplane, I start to feel a little queasy. That didn't help. So I'm just sitting there and I look out the window and it was like a really beautiful sight because whenever you're flying into Indianapolis at night, it looks really pretty because of all the lights downtown. Except for now because of the coronavirus, no one's outside. But yeah, that's my story from that. Now we're gonna move on to Southwest stories. Okay, Southwest story number 1. This one, I remember that we were going on a Disney cruise, right? We're sitting at the gate waiting, and I saw my little iPad then. And I remember playing this game like where you just like have the little like colored dots and you have to connect them, but you want to keep them in like the little box and have enough room to connect them all. I remember sitting there and then my mom started socializing, big words, with another person, and then I remember them ending up being our friends, but I haven't seen them for like 3 years. Oof. But they had like a really nice house, but that's not the point. I remember we were going on the same cruise, like everything was the same about us all, and we were both getting on the same airplane. And I remember we were sitting near each other, so my mom kept on socializing. Big words. Big words. And then what happened, we ended up going to their house like about a year after that flight, and they had like, oh my god, they had a really nice flight, a really nice house. Lots of bloopers, we did not put them in the end of the video, because they had a really nice house. So I remember going there, and we had like picked one of their kids up, and we were bringing them to their house, and so yeah, that was an interesting time. I'll see you guys with the next airplane story. So for another Southwest airplane story, we were coming from Fort Myers because this was like a spring break. No, we were coming from Fort Lauderdale, and it was like cold here in Indy. And what happened, like if you guys have flown on an airplane, I'm sure some of you have, not all of you, I don't know. But what happened was whenever they land, they always tell you like the temperature, where you are. So I remember we landed there, and everyone knows that Southwest is sort of the funny airline. So when we landed, I remember the intercom and said, "Hello guys, we are at Indianapolis International Airport. The weather here right now is nothing like where we were before," because we were in Florida and it was warm there, but then we came here, which was cold. So she was just making a joke. Everyone in the cabin. So yeah, that's my story from that. I have another one, but that'll be in the next clip. Bye. Next clip. So we met this one lady. I don't know if it was on that same flight, but it was like another Southwest flight. And we were coming back from, I think it was Fort Lauderdale. I don't really know. And a bunch of Spirit flights, Spirit Airlines, a bunch of their flights had gotten canceled. And I was like a snob. Well, not a snob. I was a stalker. I would sit there and I looked over to see what she was doing because she was on her phone. And I looked over and it was like Spirit Airlines, and she was writing like a hate note to them, like, "You did this wrong, you canceled my flight." And I remember thinking in my head, oh my god, what do? I really want to say something. So I was being anxious, so I said, "So your flight got canceled?" And she said, "Yeah." And we just socialized the whole flight. Socializing, big words. And we were just socializing another time, big words. But we were doing that. Oh my god. We were socializing, big words. And then I remember towards the end of the flight, I told her about how my mom, she doesn't like if we misbehave on airplanes, which we normally don't. Normally. And on this flight, me and the me and the girl, we were talking and we said, let's play a prank on my mom. So what we did, when she saw my mom, she said, "Are these your kids?" And my mom goes, "Yeah." And she goes, "They were so misbehaving. They were so obnoxious during that flight." And yeah, my mom was like, but then she's like, "I can't hold it." So then she started laughing. And that's about the end of it, because then she left. The end. Next story. Okay, this says now, well, I don't really have any more. Well, I have more airplane stories, but I think I'm going to save those for another video. thank you guys so much for watching this video. Next video, I'll be talking about American Airlines and Delta Airlines. Delta's my favorite airline, if you didn't know that. Thank you for watching this video. We can get through this coronavirus together. If you're watching this after the coronavirus thing happened, you're lucky. So, yeah, I'm gonna make another video sometime about this. If you guys liked it, make sure you let me know down in the comments. And yeah, this time I'll actually have them on. I'm sorry I looked. A lot of my other videos had them off, but I learned a way to get them on. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!